The laugh was small, barely there, but it was enough to stop a house built on fear. In a place where silence survived longer than people, Yoon Ji-ah laughed and unknowingly challenged a woman who had never lost control of her son, her home, or her enemies. The rule was never written down. It didn't need to be. In Kang Dae-hyun's house, men learned it quickly, women learned it quietly, and those who didn't learn it at all rarely stayed long enough to repeat the mistake. Only one woman ruled here. Ji-ah arrived without knowing that, without knowing anything at all except that she had been summoned by a man powerful enough to rearrange schedules, streets, and lives with a single message. She came irritated, curious, and entirely unprepared for the kind of war that didn't announce itself. This was not a story about love. It was a story about permission. Who gave it, who took it, and who never asked. Let's dive into the story to know what really happened. The laugh slipped out before Ji-ah could stop it. Not loud, not mocking, just a soft, surprised sound born from disbelief more than humor. Still, it hit the room like a dropped glass. Every movement froze. A man holding a tray stopped mid-step. Another lowered his eyes instantly as if the floor had suddenly become sacred. The butler stiffened, lips thinning, regret flickering across his face as though he had laughed instead. Ji-ah cleared her throat. "Sorry, I thought you were joking." No one responded. The house was dressed in cold colors, steel blues, dark polished wood, shadows that clung deliberately to corners. Everything felt intentional, designed, controlled, which made Ji-ah's presence feel like an error the room hadn't corrected yet. She shifted her weight. Someone inhaled sharply behind her. That was when she noticed the woman seated above everyone else. Madame Kang did not rush her authority. She sat slightly elevated, not enough to seem arrogant, just enough to be undeniable. Her posture was relaxed, her expression calm, her hands resting gently on the armrests as though the chair had grown around her over time. Power didn't announce itself here. It waited. Madame Kang didn't look at Ji-ah immediately. She let the room apply pressure first, let expectation do the bending. Ji-ah felt it, the invisible instruction to lower her gaze, soften her stance, apologize for standing where she stood. She understood hierarchy well enough. She simply didn't respect unspoken rules she hadn't agreed to. So she stood still. That earned her attention. "Your name," Madame Kang said, voice smooth, precise. "Yoon Ji-ah." A pause calculated. "You don't look like a Yoons." Ji-ah smiled faintly. "I hear that often." The reaction was instant, barely visible but unmistakable. A flicker of offense, not because Ji-ah spoke but because she hadn't asked permission to sound amused. Madame Kang tilted her head. "You were told to wait quietly." "I was," Ji-ah replied. "I didn't realize quietly meant without personality." The silence thickened. Then Madame Kang smiled. It was elegant, controlled, and entirely empty. "This house," she said calmly, "runs on discipline." Ji-ah nodded, glancing around. "That explains why it feels like a museum." Somewhere in the room someone whispered, "She's finished." Madame Kang stood. The footsteps came from the corridor, slow, measured, unhurried. They didn't rush to be heard. They expected silence. Ji-ah felt the shift before she turned. The air didn't change temperature, it gained weight. Men straightened instinctively, heads lowered, conversations died mid-thought. Kang Dae-hyun stopped just inside the doorway. Tall, controlled, dressed like a man who didn't explain himself twice. His gaze swept the room once, his mother standing, the staff frozen, and the woman in the center of it all who looked far too comfortable for someone surrounded by consequences. He exhaled softly. "This is loud," he said. No one had spoken. Madame Kang turned toward him. "Your guest lacks discipline." His eyes stayed on Ji-ah. "She has shoes on," he replied. "That's ignorance, not rebellion." Ji-ah blinked, then laughed again. "Oh good," she said. "I was starting to think the walls hated me." A ripple of horror moved through the room. Dae-hyun studied her now, head slightly tilted, the way one examined something sharp left in the wrong place. "You laugh too easily," he said. "You glare like it's a profession," Ji-ah shot back. "Is there training?" For half a second, just one, something dark and unmistakably amused flickered in his eyes before he buried it. Mother, he said, still watching Ji-ah, why is she here? Because she doesn't understand where she is, Madam Kang replied. That makes two of us. He stepped closer to Ji-ah, invading her space casually as if comfort wasn't a consideration. Do you know who I am? Ji-ah looked him over slowly. You're the reason everyone looks like they're attending a funeral. A pause. Then Dae-hyun leaned in, voice low. You're rude. You summoned me. Another pause. This time he smiled. Brief, controlled, dangerous. Interesting, he murmured. Then to the room, everyone out. The doors closed softly behind them. And Ji-ah realized too late that the man wasn't angry. He was curious. Kang Dae-hyun didn't raise his voice. That was the first warning. He walked past Ji-ah slowly, deliberately close enough that she could smell something clean and expensive beneath the faint trace of smoke. He stopped behind her, never touching her, letting the absence of contact do the work. Sit, he said. It wasn't loud. It wasn't polite. It wasn't optional. Ji-ah glanced at the chair he indicated, lower, smaller, placed intentionally beneath the one Madam Kang had vacated, a seat that existed to remind. I prefer standing, she replied. Behind her, someone inhaled sharply. Dae-hyun smiled, thin, controlled, the smile of a man nodding data rather than offense. People who say that, he said calmly, usually believe comfort is a right. He moved in front of her now, leaning against the table as if they were equals. They weren't. He knew it, she knew it, that was the point. Did you come here to be brave, he continued, or to be interesting? Ji-ah folded her arms. Is there a difference? That earned a soft chuckle. Oh, he said, you think this is a conversation. He straightened, amusement draining into something colder. You arrived late, you laughed, you spoke without permission, you challenged my mother. A pause. Each one of those is a reason people don't leave this house. Ji-ah swallowed once, then lifted her chin. Then why am I still here? There it was, the question he didn't enjoy answering. He stepped closer, forcing her to look up at him. Because, he said quietly, I'm deciding whether you're stupid or useful. The cruelty wasn't in the words. It was in how calmly he said them. Ji-ah laughed again, but this time it cut. Take your time, you don't look decisive. The room froze. Dae-hyun, Madam Kang warned. He lifted a single hand, not looking at her. Control. Leave us, he said. The door closed behind his mother with a final, dangerous click. You don't belong here, Dae-hyun said. I know. You don't know our rules. Also true. You don't fear me. Ji-ah hesitated just long enough to be honest. I fear people who enjoy this. That did it. Not anger. Recognition. He leaned in slightly, voice dropping. Careful, you're standing very close to a line. Ji-ah smiled slowly, then stopped moving it. For a second only one, Dae-hyun laughed, real short, gone. Then he stepped back. You'll stay, he said, under observation. Is that what you call it? Yes. What do I call it? He met her gaze fully, survival. The next hours proved his point. Her phone vanished, her driver changed, doors opened slower, conversations rerouted around her. She wasn't imprisoned, worse, she was being erased without explanation. Staff spoke to her politely, indirectly, like she was temporary furniture. Ji-ah noticed it all, storing the information quietly. That evening, she was told to prepare for dinner. With the women. Madam Kang had not forgot her. The dining table was long, elegant, carefully arranged. Ji-ah's name card sat at the far end, not last, just far enough to be irrelevant. Madam Kang presided calmly, dressed in soft gray that somehow cut sharper than black. Sit, she said kindly. Ji-ah did. Tea was poured, food served, silence stretched comfortably. You have good posture, Madam Kang said, but tension in your shoulders. I've been told. A woman who laughs in dangerous rooms usually does. Then came the strike, not with words but with permission. You'll attend all dinners, Madam Kang said lightly, seated here with women who understand how to behave. And if I do, Ji-ah asked. Madam Kang smiled, then you'll learn how expensive stubbornness can be. The lesson began immediately. Questions disguised as compliments, smiles sharpened into probes. So one woman asked sweetly, "What are you exactly?" The table went quiet. Madam Kang did not intervene. This was not punishment. It was exposure. A chair scraped back. "Enough," Dae-hyun said. Madam Kang looked up. "You interrupt my table now. I interrupt your experiment." He moved to Ji-ah's side, hand briefly at her back, protective, irritated. "She's not one of them." "No," Madam Kang agreed softly, "she is." Her gaze sharpened. "And that," she added, "is the problem." Ji-ah understood then. The mother had not lost control. She had changed the battlefield. The mistake everyone made was assuming Ji-ah didn't notice the pattern. She noticed everything. The way her name stopped appearing on schedules, the way staff paused before answering her questions then redirected her politely to someone else, the way her meals arrived perfectly timed but never early, never warm enough to feel generous. Madam Kang wasn't punishing her. She was measuring her. That night, Ji-ah wandered where she wasn't told to go. Not far, just enough. She stood near the balcony overlooking the inner courtyard, watching guards change shifts with mechanical precision. No laughter, no unnecessary words, everything ran like it feared being seen. "You walk like you're deciding something," Dae-hyun said behind her. She didn't turn. "I usually am." "That's dangerous." "So is boredom." He stepped beside her, resting his hands on the railing. For a moment, they looked like something normal, two people sharing quiet. It was an illusion, and both of them knew it. "You could leave," he said. "I could," she agreed, "but you wouldn't have said that if you wanted me to." A corner of his mouth lifted. "You learn fast." "I have to." He studied her profile. "My mother is testing how much pressure you can take before you bend." "And you?" Ji-ah asked. "I'm testing whether you bend at all." She turned to him then, "Careful." He raised a brow. "That sounds like advice." "It is," she said. "People who test edges forget that edges cut both ways." For the first time his amusement dimmed, not gone but sharpened. The next morning, Ji-ah didn't wait to be summoned. She dressed simply, neatly, intentionally forgettable. Then she walked straight into the one room she had been subtly steered away from since arriving. The study. It wasn't locked, that was the point. Madam Kang looked up from her tea as Ji-ah entered, uninvited and unannounced. She did not react with surprise, only curiosity. "You're early," Madam Kang said. "I didn't sleep," Ji-ah replied, "too much thinking." "That usually leads to mistakes." "Or clarity." Madam Kang gestured to the seat opposite her. Ji-ah sat this time without hesitation. "You've been isolating me," Ji-ah said calmly. "Reducing access, redirecting staff, making me visible only when it suits you." Madam Kang smiled faintly, "And it's effective," Ji-ah continued, "if the goal is to make me smaller." A pause. "But if the goal is to make me desperate," Ji-ah added softly, "you're miscalculating." Madam Kang studied her for a long moment. "You think you're negotiating," she said. "No," Ji-ah replied, "I'm demonstrating awareness." Something shifted. Madam Kang set her cup down carefully. "You're not afraid enough." Ji-ah smiled. "You raised a son who respects strength, not silence." The silence after that was dangerous. Madam Kang stood. "Be careful," she said. "Men forgive disruption, mothers do not." Ji-ah rose as well. "Then it's fortunate I'm not asking for forgiveness." That evening the house felt different. Tighter, quieter. Dae-hyun found Ji-ah in the corridor outside the study. He stopped in front of her, blocking the way, not aggressively but deliberately. "You spoke to her," he said. "Yes." "You weren't invited." "No." He stared at her. "Do you understand what you've done?" "Yes." "And you did it anyway." She shrugged lightly. "I was already losing." For a long moment he said nothing, then quietly, "She doesn't lose." Ji-ah met his gaze. "Neither do I." That was when he understood. Not fully, not comfortably. But enough. This woman wasn't here to survive. She was here to rearrange something. Somewhere in the house, Madam Kang watched from a distance, eyes sharp, expression unreadable. The rule still stood. In this house, only one woman was allowed to rule. The problem was, no one had decided which one yet.